Welcome to the Tech Playbook, where we dive inside the stack. This is where we explore how products are built, how teams work, and the systems and decisions that power modern technology.
So today we're going to talk about how tech teams really work together. And this quote just hits the nail on the head. Building amazing tech isn't a solo act. It's way more like conducting a symphony. You need a whole orchestra of different talents, all playing from the same sheet music, all in perfect harmony.
But what happens when that orchestra is totally out of tune? Well, you get chaos. So here's our game plan. We'll start with that chaos, then we'll meet the players in our tech orchestra, look at the playbook that brings them together, see how it all clicks during a product launch, listen for the customer's applause, and finally, figure out how to create a harmony that actually lasts.
Okay, let's dive right in. What really happens when you have all these smart, talented teams, but they're just not on the same page?
You end up with something called alignment debt. Just think of it like this invisible monster that starts growing in the office. It's all the friction that builds up when every team has its own priorities. Like when marketing is screaming about a revolutionary new feature, but engineering is over there thinking, we haven't even built the basic version yet. That gap right there, that's alignment debt, and it tangles everything up.
And this debt, it is wildly expensive. The stats are pretty staggering. A whopping 68% of digital projects fail just because teams aren't aligned. And it's not just wasted time. That misalignment can put up to a quarter of a company's entire annual revenue at risk. That is a huge, huge tax to pay for just not being in sync.
So, who exactly is in this orchestra anyway? To get a successful product out the door, you need a whole cast of characters, and every single one has a critical part to play.
Okay, so first up, you've got the product team. They're the composers, deciding what masterpiece to create. Then you have design, the arrangers who make sure the music is absolutely beautiful and easy to listen to. Engineering, they're the rock star musicians, the ones who actually play the notes and bring the product to life. But hey, a great show needs an audience, right? So sales are the promoters hustling to sell tickets. Marketing are the advertisers plastering posters all over town. And customer success, they're the super friendly ushers, making sure everyone has an amazing experience from start to finish.
All right, let's have a little fun with this. We've all seen this classic showdown, right? Sales promises a huge new feature for next month, but engineering is like, whoa, that's 6 months of work easy. So who's right here? A, B, or C? Go ahead and write your answer to the question below in the comments. This kind of tension is a perfect textbook symptom of that alignment debt we were just talking about.
So how do you get this diverse orchestra to stop making a bunch of noise and start making beautiful music together? Well, you need a Conductor's Playbook, a set of frameworks actually designed to create harmony.
And it all starts with this small but incredibly powerful core group, the product trio. Now, this isn't about some top-down hierarchy. It's about collaboration from the very start. You get a product manager, a designer, and an engineer in a room together from day one. That way, they can make sure that whatever they're building is valuable, it's feasible, and it's actually good for the business. Now, to structure that work, a lot of the best teams use something called dual-track agile. I want you to picture two train tracks running side by side. On one track, you have discovery. This team is exploring ideas, talking to customers, and basically trying to answer one question: are we building the right thing? At the same time, on the other track, you've got delivery. They're busy coding, testing, and shipping, focused on answering, are we building the thing right? It's a parallel process that makes sure only the best, most validated ideas actually get built.
And what's really cool about this is how it breaks down the goals for each track. See, for discovery, success is all about learning velocity. How fast can we figure out what customers really need? But for delivery, success is about shipping high-quality software on time. It separates learning from building, but keeps them totally in sync.
Okay, so we've got our core trio in this awesome dual-track process. But how does the entire company, the whole orchestra, read from the same sheet music? Well, that's where objectives and key results, or OKRs, come into play. They're the secret sauce that connects the day-to-day work of every single person to the company's biggest, most ambitious goal.
All right, the orchestra has its sheet music, they've been practicing like crazy. Now it's time for the biggest performance of all, the product launch. It's showtime.
A great launch doesn't just happen. It's a super carefully choreographed plan called a go-to-market strategy, or GTM. It kicks off in the pre-launch phase, where a tiger team with people from all over the company builds the master plan. Then, bam, it's launch day, the big, coordinated push. But the work is far from over. Post-launch is all about listening, learning, and making sure your customers are happy.
And this right here brilliantly shows you just how detailed that coordination has to be. I mean, look at these roles. Before the launch, you've got product marketing perfecting the message, while sales enablement is training the reps. Then on the big day, it's this whirlwind of activity. Press releases go out, social media blows up, and sales reps are out there using all the new messaging. Every single person has a vital part to play.
The product is out in the wild. The performance is over. Or is it? The symphony was played, but honestly, now the most important part begins. Listening to the audience.
Man, this quote from Jeff Patton is just so true. It gets right to the heart of what modern tech is all about. Because really, what's the point of building something beautiful if nobody wants it? That is the ultimate waste. And that's exactly why listening to customers before and after you launch is so critical. It's the only way to avoid burning through time and money on a product that solves the wrong problem.
So here's the key takeaway. Just collecting feedback isn't enough. You have to close the loop. That means you've got to gather it, analyze it for patterns, and then, this is the most important part, you have to act on it. Those insights need to become fuel for your next discovery and delivery cycle. And if you really want to be great, you tell your customers when their idea is being built. That's how you build fans for life.
Okay, we've seen the chaos, we've met the orchestra, and we've walked through the playbook. So how do we make this harmony last? How do we weave alignment into the very fabric of a company?
It really boils down to 4 key principles. First, a shared vision, a single North Star that guides everyone. Second, clear roles so nobody's guessing who makes the call. Third, just constant, open communication. And finally, having the right tools, a single source of truth for everyone. This is all about engineering a system for success, not just crossing your fingers and hoping for it.
And that brings us to our final thought, a question I want you to take back to your own teams. Think about it. Is your company an orchestra? Are you all playing a beautiful, coordinated symphony? Or are you just a bunch of people making a whole lot of noise?
Thanks for tuning in to this episode brought to you by the Tech Playbook, Inside the Stack. Like, comment, and subscribe for clear, practical tech education. This is the Tech Playbook, and you're inside the stack.